Well, folks, welcome to Fishing Hog Country. As you can see, it's colder than the dickens, and Jackie and I are up on Table Rock Lake today. There's a 14.5, 15-inch Kentucky start today. Well, I brought you with me to pre-fish today for a tournament I've got this weekend. And boy, I tell you what, this is a sorry day to go fishing. It is 17 degrees this morning when we left the house. And you can see I got my gloves on and all bundled up here. I'm going to start the day with a 1/4 ounce spinnerbait, and I have just accepted the fact that more than likely this week it's going to be tough up here, and so I've downsized everything. I've got a small spinnerbait, I got 10-pound line. I'm going to start on some chunk rock banks like this and throw a spinnerbait for a little while. I've got a wiggle wart tied on. I'm going to throw my wart too some in a little bit, see if they'll bite that, but we're looking for some good fish so that maybe I can get a paycheck this weekend. And later in the day, as the sun gets a little higher and the shadows get a little shorter, I'll go to throwing some finesse baits because I believe that's what we're going to have to go to. As long as they'll hit this, I'm going to throw this morning. So y'all watch this, and we'll be back on Table Rock right after this.
You're watching the Fishin' Hog Country television program featuring express boats.
A smallmouth, I think. Well, he's pulling like he's a smallmouth. Yeah, that's a smallmouth bass. Get him in here. That's a pretty good little smallmouth there. He might keep. Boy, it's a good thing I had my trailer hook on this morning. Look at that. I got him just barely hooked in the lip with that trailer hook. And it's a good little smallmouth. Boy, they pull hard. I tell you what, it is nippy this morning. It is nippy, but the fish are biting. I tell you, I've got my gloves on. I usually find it hard to fish with gloves on, but I've bought these gloves with the fingers out of them, and I can throw a spinnerbait with it. And you just got to get bundled up, get the right clothes on, get your 2 or 3 layers on, and of course, the ends of my fingers are cold too, but them smallmouth bass like that are going to bite, then I'll tough it out. We need keepers though, and that's what we're looking for. We're out here to find some keepers. Up here on Table Rock, this time of year it's going to take 15, 16 pounds a day for 2 days to win this tournament. And those guys I've caught this morning are not going to do me any good. I'm throwing a 1/4 ounce spinnerbait. This is a green shad color made by War Eagle spinnerbaits, and I'm slow rolling. I'm moving this bait as slow as I can and keep the blades turning. I hear a lot of guys talk about burning a spinnerbait, but I don't think that's going to work today. Water temperature today is 55.2. The weather's been kind of funny here in our area, here around Table Rock. We're almost to the 1st of December, and this is really the first real good cold snap we've had. I mean, we've had a couple days cold here and there, but this is the first time that we've had a week's worth of just really cool weather. We're going to keep working this bank, and normally when I was pre-fishing, I'd catch a couple and I'd move, but in the world of TV, we've got to have a TV show. So, and two, I want to find some bigger fish. Those guys aren't going to help me. I want to see if maybe there's some bigger ones on down the bank here. Look at that. He's got spots. I've seen fish. Whoa. Come here, bud. I've seen fish down in Louisiana that look like that. But this is the first time that I've ever caught one up here on Table Rock that had spots all over him like that. Look at that. He's got spots everywhere. He may be a keeper. I'm going to check and see if he is. Check and see if he's a keeper. Yeah, boy. There's our first keeper fish of the day, folks. He's a little skinny, but I'll take him. Look at that, got a black spot on his lip. Yeah, black all over him. Isn't that cool? On my little spinnerbait. They're on gravel banks, seems like right now, close to points. Boy, he did a number on my bait too, didn't he? Bent my bait. Be sure and get your bait back the way it ought to be before you go to throwing it out there again. Check my line. That's good. Look at here. You want to see how cold it is? That's ice right here. You see this? That's cold. That's cold. And the fish are biting. And the fish are biting. He's 15, just 15 and a 1/16 of an inch. We need some good ones. We need some 4 or 5 pounders though. And we're going to keep looking for them. Well, it's a foggy old dog this morning. There's fish. That may be a better fish. He's a boiling around like he's a better fish. There we go. I broke the rules, but guys, it's cold. I don't want to stick my hands in that water. There he is. I think that may be a keeper too. Easy. Oh yeah. He's longer than a board. Look at there. There's 2 keepers this morning. He was shallow too. Spinnerbait untangled. Here comes the sun, and boy does it feel good, especially after you get your hands wet. I got to dry them. Burr, burr, burr. Yep. He's shallow too. Catching all my fish in practice, Jackie. It's dropped off a little bit. See, it's 4 foot back there, and it's 10 right here. They're on the points, aren't they? Saturday morning, guy just needs to hit them points and then put the trolling motor on high and go to the next one. There he came way out here. And he's not going to do us any good. He's a little one. He's a little one. Little Kentucky. Boy, they're fat little boogers. Look how fat he is. Plunk. He's gone. He was out here off the bank quite a ways. Of course, he may have followed it out too. And he's a jumper. He's a Kentucky. Well, we're still moving around, hitting some points on spinnerbait, looking for some fish, and he's not going to make the cut, but he's a fish. That's a Kentucky, that's a largemouth bass. Everybody's got to be 15 inches on table rock. About to run into a big old tree here. Probably ought to just sit there against that tree and fish this point a minute. Let's just do that. I thought he was a Kentucky, fat little booger. Come over here and catch one. There's another little secondary point there by that dock. That'd be worth checking. Secondaries may be holding good fish, you know, you never can tell. Wind's changed directions, Jackie. It's hitting us in the face. That looks like a Kentucky. He's a running. Come here. Not a very big Kentucky, but a Kentucky at that. Well, folks, I can't get him to bite anything but a spinnerbait today. I don't know what's going on. I've been trying to find something else, and I've gone to throw my jig a couple times, but I just can't get him to bite anything but a spinnerbait. So, what do? When they won't bite anything but a spinnerbait, you just throw it. Of course, it's clouded back up as the day's gone on, and I thought this cloud cover might help the spinnerbait bite, and it has. There's your noodling hole. There's a fish. Not quite what we need, but it's a fish. I'm on the steep bank now on a bluff trying to see if I can find some different pattern, and that's a pattern yet. There's just a little largemouth bass. He won't make the cut. About 14 probably, about 14 inches. We need his big brother. They run right at you on this light tackle, it seems like. End up with your hands up over your head trying to get a hook in them. There's a fish. Let's see what we got here. That's a Kentucky. That's a Kentucky. That's a nice fish. Let me swing the front of the boat out here just a little bit. We got the sun right behind me. That's bad for TV. Look how fat that Kentucky is. These Kentuckys on this lake are just big and fat. I got him with the main hook, and I got him with a trailer hook too. I can't get the trailer hook out. There it comes. Look at that big old fat Kentucky. I mean, they look like little pigs. Well, folks, thanks for watching Fishin' Hog Country. This week we took you pre-fishing for a bass tournament, and you know, I found a few keepers today, but it's kind of tough, like I thought it would be. The thing that surprised me the most, let me put him back. He's sitting there saying, "Buddy, turn me loose while you talk." Okay, there he goes. The thing that surprised me the most is that it was as difficult as it was to catch anything on the small baits. They wanted to hit a spinnerbait. I mean, I could catch them on a spinnerbait, but I couldn't catch them on anything else. So that's what I did all day. And I found a few keepers. Tomorrow or the next day, I'll be back on the lake, and I'll be in a different area, and I'll try some different things. And this lake is huge. Table Rock runs for probably, I don't know, I'm going to guess 90 miles from one end to the other. And then you've got so many tributaries that run in here. There's the James River, the Kings River. It's a white river lake, and there's just lots of areas of this lake to fish. And so I'll get back on the lake this week and do a little more preparation before time for the tournament. But today we caught several fish. We caught a smallmouth, we caught Kentuckys, we caught largemouth, we caught some keepers, and so it's pointing me in the right direction. For the most part, these fish are chasing shad and eating shad. That's the reason that I'm catching them on my little green shad spinnerbait made by War Eagle Baits. Well, I hope you enjoyed this week's Hog Country. I'm sure you know as much about pre-fishing for a tournament as I do, but I'm still learning, so I'm working on my techniques. Probably the biggest thing I don't do is move enough and cover enough water. But we covered a little water today and found out that they will hit that, so I guarantee you I'll have a couple of those tied on Saturday morning. Y'all watch us next time on Fishin' Hog Country.